So here I sit at a local park here in Henry County, Georgia. It's after 11 o'clock at night. Not a place I should really be here alone by myself. But you know what? My next video, I promise it's not going to be a grim one, but you just don't know what's going to happen within an hour or 2 hours, a moment, a day, a week in Benzo hell. No, so sometimes you just, if you can drive, you just jump in your car and drive. And find yourself at a quite beautiful, lovely, nearby park that people love to come to and enjoy and walk. And it's called Heritage Park. It's quite lovely how all the things they've done at this park. I'm actually sitting in front of what I guess was one of the original county schoolhouses. It's like that they moved all these buildings here, made a veterans memorial, and it's an old locomotive and fighter plane and things like that here. A very lovely, happy place it should be. But so here I am, because you know, you're on Twitter earlier and you got out earlier and you think, you know, even though things have been absolute hell, last week was probably one of the darkest weeks of my life. I didn't think I'd survive it. Between the withdrawal and family, I didn't want to survive it. I didn't think I was. But here I am. And I'm feeling like I don't want to anymore again. Because you're trying to figure out, what's the point? So you sit here thinking, I've already helped a lot of people. My videos are out there. Plenty of information out there, you know. What's the point anymore? So that you can get one more text message from me, one of the few people that you thought was still in your life, because they didn't like what you posted on Facebook. And they've tried to help you a little, and they feel like you're acting like nobody's helping you, and you need to quit posting stuff like you have it worse off than everybody else in the world. And it's just like one more person just says, you know, they got to remove themselves from your life. And because you can't get through to anybody that you might not act rationally, and you might lash out, and you might be going through so much that you post things, you take it down, you say things that maybe you shouldn't have said that were out of all of this, you know. But then you get treated like you're some horrible person because you did that. And so it's like, so you sit back and you go, okay, who's left? Who's left? And what's this all about? You know, and for those of you who think you're going to put a comment on here, you know, you just need to see your psych doctor like you did on my last one. And people that a couple of people that I had to block, you know. First of all, you know, I don't look real hot right now, so maybe there won't be the sexual comments, you know, but, you know, you can say, I need to see a psychiatrist, I need to see my doc, I just need a chill pill, I just need some, whatever, you know what. First of all, you know, that's ridiculous, because I wouldn't be sitting here making this video if I had never seen a doctor that gave me this shit medication, evil medication. If I had never seen a psychiatrist that only made things so much worse. by pumping me up with all kinds of other drugs and more benzo during the daytime. I had never taken a Klonopin in the daytime in my life in like almost 14 years. Next thing I know, I'm being put on all of it so many times a day, and then I'm interdose withdrawal and akathisia and benzo dependency and benzo withdrawal, benzo freaking hell. It's not what I want to say freaking, but you know what, I'm sorry, I just never been a big swear person, and I, for some reason, just still can't bring myself out there to say what I really want to say to the world, you know, in case my grandson might see this one day, you know. I don't know. Why should I care about that? For some reason I still do. But you guys know what I'm really saying, right? So, another hopeless video from Benzo Butterfly. Will it be her last? I don't know. Will she come out of it? You know, is she just not tough enough like the rest of, you know? Well, you know what? Here's another thing. Not everybody goes through this at the same level. Not everybody goes through this with the same circumstances. You know, somebody might have a big house, spouse, you know, not have financial worries, not, you know, and I'm not saying that it's any less of a hell if you have that. But if you don't have that, or your life circumstances kind of throw, like for myself, having moved 3 times in past 14 months, and then I'm being spoke to by my son, and we're talking about that maybe I might need to move again because my daughter-in-law doesn't want to have anything to do with me, and you know, and it's just, the house is just hell, and it's, you know, I've gotten so much worse since I've been living, you know, in my new situation, you know, and, you know, I don't know if you're brushing your teeth next to your dishes that you're having to wash in the bathroom, you know, in your small little bathroom, where, I don't know, I don't particularly like my dishes where I use the bathroom, or other people are using the bathroom if they're down there. Well, my son, you know, brushing your teeth, and like, and you've got dishes, and, you know, and it's like, okay, that doesn't sound like anything, but, you know, you don't have a kitchen sink, and you don't have a kitchen countertop, and you don't have a stove, and you don't have a, you know, and you're trying to do the best you can, trying to stay on your healthy diet, but it's overwhelming because you there's just no space, and there's no, you know, and it's like, okay, sure, I get it. There's some people going through this that I'm sure that are homeless and going through this, you know. I can't imagine that. But what I'm trying to say is there's, you know, everything that comes along with life, like I've said before, and all the things that you're still, last night I'm trying to weigh out my Valium, and I'm just like shaking, because it's like, I don't have anybody to, you know, because I don't have an illness that somebody's going to help me with my medication, with my doctor's appointments, with my finances, with keeping up with appointments, with just keeping up with every aspect of life that you still have to keep up with by yourself, because there's nobody checking your calendar, or doing your schedule, checking your finances, or checking your bank statement, or doing anything, you know, except, you know, like, if you desperately need from the store, you know, you've got a son that'll, you know, well, you know, yesterday he actually had to drive me to he actually was going to just go pick me up some stuff, and I'm the one, nobody even thinks to suggest, well, you know, why don't we get in the car and I'll take you, it'll get you out of here. But, you know, I was like, I have to get out of here, could you drive me, you know, to the store, you know, just take me, you know, to Kroger to get a few things, and, you know, and it was terrible, but it was at least helpful to get out, you at least walk a little bit, but nobody else is suggesting those kind of things. You have to, so you're also having to suggest to the caregiver, like, well, why don't we do this, you know, could you help me do this, you know, and you say so many times, you know, can you please watch me make my protein shake in case I never just desperately need you to do it for me. So that happened a couple days ago, finally. But you keep saying all this stuff over and over and over and over, you know, and, you know, it's like you get treated like you're being so demanding, or you're asking for all this stuff, and or you're being treated like you shouldn't say things on Facebook and act like you're worse off than anybody else in the world. And I didn't realize that that's what I'm saying. I've tried to just let people know that this is an illness that causes alienation and abandonment, things different than you know than other illnesses is what I'm trying to say. And yes, because I'm following people on Twitter, and I'm reading the comments on my channel, and I'm seeing the hopelessness, the worldwide hopelessness. So I want to put it out there. And when I post on Facebook and say, you know, yet we are expected to go through all of this alone and blah 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 blah, and I was like, you know, and I'm getting eaten up by mosquitoes, and that's the least of my problems, right? You know, but I say we. I'm not like, you know, I'm the sickest person on earth, and I've been abandoned by everybody, and nobody could be worse off than me, and shouldn't you guys all feel sorry for me, and why don't you, you know, have I asked a single one of you guys out there all over the world to send me $1? You know, have I set up a GoFundMe page? Have I done anything? Have I acted like, you know, poor pitiful me, my life has to be worse than your benzo withdrawal? I mean, nobody could be. Have you had to move in with your son? Do you have this? Do you have that? Have I spoke to you in that fashion? No. Yet, you know, if we get filled with despair, if we get filled with hopelessness, if we are confined and we're alone, we don't even have an outdoor space, or we don't have someone to say, yes, you can go for a walk, come on, let's go, or, you know, or our benzo withdrawal, because of the time we were on and the dose we were on, and, you know, and all this stuff might be more severe than somebody else's, you know, that just says, you know, you just need to push through it, you know, and whatever, and, you know, so it's like, everybody's different. That's why I've tried to show everybody as much empathy and compassion, no matter, even if they say, you know, hey, I only started taking this 3 months and my life is hell. I don't say, well, that's nothing, because I started, like, you know, 18 years ago. You know, you should be me. Why would I do that? Somebody's suffering is somebody's suffering, whether they've been doing it for 3 months, whether it started happening to them years ago as it did me. You know, I've been hospitalized, you know, I think 8 or 9 times, like, in the past 5 years or whatever, you know, suicide attempts, you know, all that with akathisia, because I didn't know what was happening to me, and, you know, and the thing is, right now in the news, suicide is so prominent, and, you know, and then there's the argument about selfishness and all that you get into, but the thing people need to realize is, when you're dealing with people in this state, and they've already let you know what happened to them with a fiance, what happened to them with another family member, and that they had to move, and then what they went through, like, you know, alone in an apartment, and having no food, and having no one, not a single person from their church, and all, and you already know all that, you know, and you know that they're feeling so many days of just utter hopelessness with just benzo withdrawal alone can, like, you know, bring, you know, strong former military men to their knees, you know, and it's like, you know, you don't know that you might be that one person that just pushes that person, you know, finally off the ledge that they've been hanging off of. So why would you do that? You know, why would you lash out, or why would you be ignoring them? And then when you finally respond, it's like, you know, it's like all this stuff, and, you know, like, why would you make someone feel like you're just one more person that's leaving, or chastising someone that you know has, you know, brain is not, you know, functioning properly, and someone that you have known for years and years and years? Because those of you who might look at me right now and say, this is some crazy bitch or whatever, and she's psycho, and she's this and she's that, and, well, I went through withdrawal and I didn't look like... You know what? You guys didn't know me before this. You didn't know me before benzodiazepines, before benzodependency, before the issue started happening a few years ago. You didn't know me. And this was not me. You know, and like, it's, I think it was, I don't follow hardly anybody on here because it all overwhelms me, but I think it was Lori B who said recently, she said, you know, this is something that the former you can't even, could not even possibly believe. I think I tweeted that out, because you can't possibly believe that what is happening to you, and, you know, the person that you used to be, not your heart, you know, I mean, your heart is confused, your heart is conflicted, your heart's like, I couldn't treat people this way, I don't understand this, I don't relate to it, but, you know, it's not that you are this completely different person, but you are uncontrollably, in so many ways, a different person. And why people can't grasp that, you know, why your family can't grasp that you need help, and that if you ask if you can just have dinner and watch some TV, you know, for one night, you know, and you get told, well, yeah, maybe TV, but, you know, it's like, well, why can't we have dinner? You know, what do I do? I'm down here every day, every night, you know, or where I'm living, and, you know, and I'm being totally, completely ignored and disregarded by one person in the home, and like, why? And why is that being defended? And why is that okay? Why? Because what did I do? What did we do wrong? I don't know you. I know some of you well enough that have been following me, and I know some of you well enough that I keep in touch with privately, that I know deep down you are really, really good people. Some, you know, come across a few that, yeah, weren't good people, but for the most part, everybody that I've communicated with, I can sense and discern that I feel are really, really good people. You know, so, and I don't, so I can say, I don't have a problem saying that I don't deserve to be treated in this fashion. I am not saying I don't deserve to be sick. I'm not saying that. None of us deserve to have doctors or pharmaceutical companies or whatever, you know, not be told about this kind of stuff. You know, someone on Twitter saying, like, you know, shame on these people for killing themselves. You know, they chose to take the medication when it's been told it has suicidal, you know, side effects, and I'm like, whoa, you know, back up. You know, that's ridiculous. Nobody told me that when I first took Klonopin, and, you know, there were no inserts, there's nothing. My Valium still has nothing on the label that says anything about anything, you know, except, you know, maybe don't operate heavy machinery or drive. That's all my Valium label says. So there are no, unlike what this person was trying to claim, there are no benzodiazepine commercials saying that it may cause suicidal tendency or that withdrawal from it could cause suicidal ideation or anything like that. I haven't seen one, you know. Yes, there's a few for drugs like, you know, Abilify that caused akathisia with me. There's a few like that will say, you know, side effects could include, but with any medication, if it's a beta blocker or the blood thinner commercials that you see, they're going to say side effects, you may include this and this and this. But what happens then? Your doctor says, well, yeah, but those are very rare. Those are very rare side effects, and it's not likely. And the benefits of this medication is going to outweigh, you know, the negative. So I feel you need to take it. So what do? We trust the person with the medical freaking degree. That's what we do. We trust that person, rather than walk away from our doctor and say, well, I know you tell me that's probably the best decision for me, but I think I'll go get a second opinion. Well, likely the second opinion is going to tell you the same thing. You know, so you know, so what do you do? You know, I'm just tired of this, you know, blaming the patient stuff. And yes, nowadays with this technology, do I think as we get older we should probably know better than maybe to take something that automatically that your doctor's prescribed. But if your doctor is telling you, you guys, this was only back in what, 2000, I mean, like 3 years ago, or no, less than 3 years ago, that my psychiatrist was saying to me, the one who shocked my brain 10 times, the one who had me on every medication that you heard me say in one of my videos, that you can imagine, every psych drug, every mood disorder drug, everything you can imagine, every sleep drug, every, benzo on top of benzo, and he's the one that had me on, benzos for during the daytime all the time. But he's the one that said to me, don't worry about how much Klonopin you're taking. He said to me, quote unquote, I have patients on as much as 8 milligrams a day of Klonopin. It's perfectly fine. It's perfectly safe. It's not going to hurt you. Now, there's people that would say, well, you should have gone online yourself. Well, I was sick as hell. You know what? I was deathly sick. And my now ex-fiance, he trusted him. He thought he was a good doctor. I'm listening to him too. So excuse me if I don't take the blame, for what the doctor that I trusted was telling me across the counter. And excuse me if I don't take the blame, because I got upset and posted something else on Facebook that people are so sick of hearing. And I'm so, I'm really tired. I mean, I really hate that everybody's so sick of it. Because I guess if someone was dying of cancer, I wouldn't want them constantly posting on Facebook about their cancer. But the thing is, you wouldn't have to be. Because people wouldn't be leaving you, and people would be bringing you food, and if you'd had surgery and all this kind of stuff, the way we're treated, you wouldn't have to be posting it all, because you wouldn't be treated the same way. And I'm not saying that everybody who goes through other illnesses, because yes, someone pointed out to me on Twitter that yes, there are other misunderstood illnesses, and I know that. I had a friend who had severe fibromyalgia. She went through the same kind of stuff. It's like people don't understand, enough, and think you're just like exaggerating or whatever. So, I mean, it's, but what people don't understand is this is something that, like, because of the way benzo's attached to the GABA receptors of your brain, and because of the way those receptors control like pretty much every aspect of your mental, emotional, and physical, well-being. I mean, how many drugs do you know that can affect your mind, then in turn affect your body, whether you feel like you've got, or eaten up like fire ants like I have today, and things like that, and the side effects, I think Dr. Christie have what, I think she ended at side effect 78, 79. How many meds are like that, especially, coming off of them. Anyway, so I don't know. It is so hot, and I'm sitting here like in Georgia. It's so hot and muggy right now, and here I am out sitting in a park by myself when I could be in my nice, cool living room in front of my TV. But I got totally hysterical, and I just jumped in my car because honestly, I just wanted to die. I just truly wanted to die. Because you don't think anything else can possibly happen. Anything can go wrong. Someone tells you, people are going to let you down, I got your back. And then it becomes too much for them because, you posted some things you shouldn't have, which have been taken down, but apparently the damage has been done, and people don't want to empathize with, you know, with what this can do. And so anyway, if I upload it, let me just tell you, you can thumbs down it. You can post all your stupid comments about what I need, what I should do, whatever. If you possibly think that it can hurt me any more than what I'm already going through, what so many of us are going through, your stupid, petty comments that seem to make you feel better, guess what? It's not going to happen. They don't mean anything to me anymore. I don't care if this video gets 50 thumbs down. You know what? Because I know the people going through this are relating and understanding. Whether having me thumbs down, it always gets a lot more thumbs up because people understand, they relate. Those are the people I care about. You know, I don't, to me, trolls is a good word, so I used to collect troll dolls, you know. Oh wait, I probably shouldn't say that because someone might think maybe that's where this started, you know, the curses, the demons, you know, I had troll dolls as a kid. Oh, so, you know, because it can all be about that kind of crap too, is where this is all coming from. So, but anyway, I used to love my troll dolls, you know, so it's like waves, troll, everything like becomes this like such, everything is so negative. It's like, wait a minute, you know? So, I've never collected anything that was scum, you know? And frankly, you're not worth scraping the scum off my shoes. It's just time to throw the shoes away. So, that's a better word. And title for the people who want to do this kind of crap to people who are going through this, or whatever you may be going through, that people want to be such assholes about. So, anyway. But, my hope is in God. Right now I feel like He's all I have. And you guys, another thing about posting it, you got to know there's going to be comments, and then you want to get around to the comments, and that can be overwhelming. And so if I do post this, I don't get around to your comments for a while. I know you understand. Just pray that, you know, I'm still around. Some of you I keep in touch with privately, so that happens, you know. And some of you I was just communicating with earlier this evening. And I actually was watching a show on Netflix and thought, you know what, I was trying to do some deep breathing and trying to like calm down from everything, and was actually doing okay until a couple major messages came through. And it's just like, sometimes you just need that one, you know, that one last little straw, you know. So, I kind of broke. I snapped. Nobody was home in my house. So, I tried to call. Couldn't get anybody. Imagine that. Whatever. Sent out some text messages to family too, but no response. Imagine that. Anyway. So, I guess for me this might be relatively short. About 30 minutes. Just going to decide what I'm going to do now. I think I need to sit at an old schoolhouse at a park all night. Anyway. I don't know what I just said. I hope some of it made sense. I wish this had been a better, happier video of like, hey, guess what, guys? I feel amazing, I feel great, and so can you. Because that's the whole reason I started this, was to warn people and to try to show people hope. But since my move, I have not felt very hopeful. And some of you guys know that because you keep in touch with me privately. I have not felt hopeful. I have gone so downhill. You guys have helped me feel courage. People on Twitter have helped me feel courage. On Twitter, I'm Shell_John. If I'm not active, I was going to deactivate my Facebook page, but Facebook no longer lets you deactivate. You used to be able to just deactivate, and then whenever you wanted to sign back on, eventually you could just sign back on, and all your stuff would still be there. They're not allowing that anymore. You have to completely agree to delete your account. And you know, I've got stuff going back for years on there, so I don't want to do that without going through it. So, but I won't be on there for a while. So if for you guys who are on Facebook, I've been on there very little, but I'm not going to be on there at all. No Messenger, no Facebook. I won't be posting anything else. And but I have to stay connected on Twitter. It's been very educational. It's been very, I've met some more people all over the world. There's a good group of us going through this on there. So if you want to, I'll be there on Shell_John. I'm Shell_John on Instagram too, but I haven't been on Instagram much because that can be hard. Sometimes stuff you pull up and see, especially when you haven't heard from family. So, but if I want to post a picture of my grandson or something, it'll be on Instagram or Twitter. So I just can't do Facebook right now. So yeah, because apparently I know I say too much, and I'm sorry, because I don't want to hurt anybody, and I don't want to make someone feel like, I don't want people to feel like I'm being selfish, because people who have known me know that I'm not. That's something I've never been, is selfish. I don't want to come across as a selfish, needy person, and I guess that's what I'm doing. And so I'll just talk with God about that. Anyway, don't have my fancy little remote anymore, so I'm gonna have to reach over and turn this off. And I know I look like hell, and the humidity's like making my hair go everywhere. So anyway, appreciate your prayers, you guys, and I pray for you guys nightly. Take care. Bye.